up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So I just finished watching the final episode of Echo. My reaction will be under my YouTube memberships. If you are new here and you do not know what that is, it is a few special perks for members only, and I've got 2 levels of memberships over there. Level 1 is for $2.99 and you get priority replies from me, special polls and live streams. Level 2 is for $4.99 and you get everything that level 1 has, plus you get all of my reactions to all of the shows I watch, any movies I watch, and all of my uncut try not to laughs. So make sure you guys go and check that out. This episode was not very long. So this episode basically boils down to Maya finally releasing all of her hurt and pain. In the last episode, you know, she learned a little bit about what her visions meant. You know, this episode kind of explained where the title came from. I thought it had something to do with her being deaf, but apparently it has a lot more to do with her ancestors and their special gifts echoing and trickling down the line between the women who have these special gifts, and that's including herself. Hence, Echo. So apparently she was to leave town, and now that she has a better understanding of what these visions mean and how she should interpret them, she goes off to stop at this rest stop somewhere. She takes off her contact that Kingpin gave her, throws it in the garbage, and when she's sitting there, she sees the bird. And that told her right away to go back to her family's town because something's wrong. In the midst of all of that, her grandmother, let me just say this, grandfather in this series, he was kind of funny. I liked him. I did. Her grandmother goes back to grandfather's shop to look for her old sewing machine, and he clearly still has a thing for grandma. They used to be together. They're not anymore. Now it seems like they're trying to rekindle, or he wants to rekindle back with her. But he kept it the whole time. He never sold it because he felt like she was going to come back for it, and she did. So I guess she's trying to do stuff for this festival that's coming up, and she's a mail carrier. And she's going into the what looks like the post office, and she drops all this mail, and someone comes around to help her, and it's Kingpin. And immediately I'm just like, oh, no good can come of this. I gotta say, I really do like the instrumentals that get played when Kingpin is on the scene. It makes his calm yet scary character really come to life. Like the last episode, like I said, when he actually finally showed up where Maya was, he like he showed up like the Undertaker. He really did. He came back with a vengeance. He basically gave her a choice without giving her a choice. Basically, come with me or suffer the consequences. She wasn't listening. Of course, she's very hard-headed. She has had a chip on her shoulder ever since her mom passed away, ever since her grandmother basically disowned her, didn't want anything to do with her. She got separated from her cousin. Her dad passed away, got killed by Ronan. Ronan got sent by Kingpin. Kingpin is supposedly her uncle, so he betrayed her, and she finds this out later on. So here we have Kingpin getting ready to take down each of her family members, and she is speeding back into town because she realizes that something's going very wrong. So Uncle Henry hasn't heard from them. Biscuits is you know who Biscuits reminds me of? And I can't, for the life of me, I cannot remember his real name, but it's the guy from The Hangover. He reminds me of him so much. He's kind of funny too. I like him. But he's, I guess, one of the parking attendants. And the guy from the warehouse, the bad guy, who I still don't understand if he's with Kingpin or not. It seems like he was there on another agenda with his own people. Somebody explain that to me. I don't know if he's with Kingpin or not. Maybe he's with somebody else, or maybe he's just with Fisk. Or I don't know. I don't know. Somebody explain that to me. I don't know what his role is and who he's with. But anyway, I mean, I'm assuming he may be with Kingpin because he also wanted Maya. But he only wanted Maya because the guy from the skating rink was going to pay him money for it. No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. He does work for Kingpin because Kingpin was the one that called off the situation that he was going to shoot her and Bonnie and everybody else. So yeah, he works for Kingpin. But anyway, he shows up in an RV and Biscuits is trying to tell him, no, you can't park here unless you have a vendor. And dude was like, okay, I'm going to park over there. So he starts to get worried. And he reaches out to Henry and they both know something's going down. So in the midst of all of this, Maya gets back to her grandmother's house. She's got her gun drawn. She's looking all over the place for them. She gets to her mother's sewing room, I guess, and she sees her mother there. Now, in the beginning, we see that Maya hit this woodpecker, and she took it to her mother and told her that she found it hurt, and she was like, we can heal it, right? And the truth of the matter was that she hit the bird because she wanted to know if she can hit it, and she hurt it instead. So this is when we see her mother's gift firsthand. She healed the bird. And her mother told her, we don't go hurting living things. We don't do that. That's not what we do. So we start to kind of get a little bit of an understanding of their ancestors and their lineage. And then they show the accident again. I don't understand why they showed the accident. I thought that they were going to show the accident and her getting ready to try to heal her or something. That part was pointless to me. It was really pointless. So anyway, fast forward, she's talking to her mother in this room, and her mother is telling her to finally let go of all this pain. Maya doesn't know how to do it. She begins to explain to her that she comes from a lineage of gifted women, and it's been echoed down and passed down from all the generations down to her, and they all basically, she felt like she was alone because her family wasn't there. Dad's gone, mom's gone. She's carrying around this chip on her shoulder, and she's just now understanding that she has this gift, and the gift came down from her mom. And so her mom is trying to heal her in the process of talking to her, telling her to let all that pain go. She did the little sign on her chest, and she kind of was helping her to let go of all that pain. They ended up back in the scene of the accident, and that's when the whole echo situation, the echo conversation came to play. And so she finally talked her into letting her know, like, it's time to let go of all that pain and don't run away, stay, fight. And, you know, I guess each of these women that we've seen in these visions hold a specific characteristic, whether it's courage, you know, fight. They all have a special gift. So she wants her to find it within herself to wrap that all in one and fight for her family. So she puts on the outfit and she goes out looking for her family, and she gets to the festival. Long story short, why or how she ends up getting into this stable and ends up finding Kingpin there, I don't know. I felt like that was just kind of weird. There should have been a little bit of a chase when it comes to her looking for him. Like, we don't even know what she was looking for, and then he appears. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. And her grandmother and her cousin Bonnie is there. And she threw away the contacts, so now her cousin is interpreting everything between these two. And he got real gritty with it. He said, I'll kill your family just like I killed your father and everything. I feel like the momentum went up for me whenever Kingpin was around. The sounds, the music, his energy. He wasn't over the top villain, but his presence was felt. And I liked that. I appreciated that. So long story short, they were going to take her out. She immediately got into her ancestral powers and her gifts, and she gave them to her cousin and her grandmother. And this is where things got a little wonky for me. Her grandmother ended up taking people out, and I'm just like, that I didn't expect, and I felt like it just shouldn't have happened. They should have been protecting the grandmother. Grandma shouldn't have become, I mean, maybe that's just their lineage. Because from what I understand, they all have that power, yes, but I don't know that her grandmother ever used it. She seemed a bit surprised that she had it. Unless they were surprised that Maya gave it to them. Maybe they didn't have it. I don't know. But anyway, it was it was unnecessary for me to see Grandma taking some goons out. It just didn't look right to me. It was just not, it didn't do anything for me. Her cousin, same thing. Even though she was trying to take people out, it didn't do anything for me. Maya, on the other hand, I liked her fight scenes. I liked how she handled herself. I didn't like that she went on this whole season with a chip on her shoulder. Everything was a screw face. You know, she didn't list. I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry. You know what I mean. Like, I didn't mean to say that. But, you know, she wasn't taking heed for her actions. She was just doing whatever she wanted to do. You know, and she was just doing her own thing, and she was doing this all while never healing, carrying all this pain, not knowing how to heal from it, not even knowing that she had this gift until she spoke to her grandmother again, and her grandmother began to help her understand why she was having these visions and what they meant and what it was that was happening to her. So then Maya, everybody got beat up, and then she went ahead and tried to heal Kingpin from all his pain, and she sent him back visually to where his dad was beating up his mom, and she told him to let go of all that pain. He let it go, or he tried to let it go, or he didn't understand what was happening. So then when all of that went down, he got mad. He was just like, what did you do to me? What are you doing to me? So he obviously doesn't understand her power. Or does he? I don't know. But he left. He went off. The family all got together. Everything was fine. Henry took out the guy from the warehouse because he was going to blow the whole place up, and he didn't. So then, post-credit scene, Kingpin is in the plane. He's telling whoever he's talking to that they got to clean up this mess. Meanwhile, he's watching the news, and they're talking about looking for a candidate for someone to become mayor of New York. And he seems very, very intrigued. And this is where, of course, I can assume, and we all can assume, he's going to be running for mayor of New York, which is going to open up him being the big bad of the street level villains or the street level heroes that we're going to be seeing in some upcoming projects. So, meh. Meh. I give Echo, I don't know, 2 out of 5 toodles. It was below average. It's not that I didn't hate it. I was interested up until episode 3. Completely took me out. I ranted about it yesterday. And yeah, it just felt it completely took me out. I feel like episode 3 was pointless. I feel like episode 3 was just a prolonged hostage situation. That's what it was to me. A prolonged hostage situation. That was episode 3 for me. I enjoyed Kingpin in this, and I can't wait to see him in the upcoming projects, him running for mayor and him running the streets, the street level villains or the street level heroes. We'll see how that turns out. Again, I don't know much about Kingpin from the comics because I didn't grow up with the comics. I didn't read the comics. I don't know what's to come. But I hope they do right by his character. Maya, I did enjoy Maya. I enjoyed her fight scenes. I didn't care too much about her attitude. I didn't care too much about her screw face. I felt like she was a little too hard, too rough around the edges. It could have been softened up a little bit. I thought Biscuits was kind of funny. Grandpa was kind of funny. Grandma, I didn't really care for. It was just, I don't know, weird. Her cousin Bonnie didn't really do much. We knew that she was a firefighter or something. I feel like they should have done more with her and Maya, maybe because she had such a tight bond with her in the beginning when they were younger. I feel like more could have and should have happened with them, you know, seeing each other again, maybe hanging out, maybe talking, maybe really reconciling. I'm glad that I got a little bit of an understanding from watching Hawkeye, why this was all happening, and you know, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I really, I feel like this just left off with Kingpin. It didn't really even leave off with Maya, and this was all Maya in Echo. So the one who did leave an imprint at the end of this series was Kingpin, not Maya. So I guess Maya's gonna settle in with her family again, and that's it for Maya, maybe. But this is clearly going to pick up somewhere else with Kingpin. So, I didn't hate it, but it didn't really do anything for me, honestly. I enjoyed Hawkeye better than I did Echo. And I know a couple of you guys were a little on the fence about Hawkeye, but I enjoyed Hawkeye. I really did. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the future with these projects coming up with Kingpin and him being one of the big bads. And yeah, we'll see. Leave your comments down below. Let me know your real thoughts now that I've watched it, so you guys don't have to worry about spoiling anything for me. Let loose in the comment section down below. Let me know if you enjoyed my review, and if you haven't done so, subscribe to my channel, hit like, share, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you guys can get notified whenever I pop up on your feed. I'll see you guys later. Toodles!